Hello everyone, welcome to Career Training Solutions. In this session, we shall discuss some challenging and competitive examinations questions and percentage. Before start solving the problems, I strongly recommend you to watch all the videos of the particular playlist so that you will get a clear understanding of how exactly the percentage principle works. Now let's have our first question. The present population of a village is 5,500. If the number of male increases by 11% and the number of female increases by 20%, then the total population will become 6,330. What is the present population of females in the village? So, initial population of village is male and female. 100% of male and 100% of female is 5,500. Now, male population increases by 11%. So, this 100% becomes 111%. So 111% means 111 by 100, and this female population, that 100% of female population increases by 20%, which is given in the question. So female population becomes 120%, so 120 by 100. So now the total population becomes 6,330. Now you totally have two quadratic equations, m plus f equal to 5500, and you have a second equation. So when you solve these two equations, you will get the total number of female in village. So you can write m equal to, from first equation you can write m equal to 5500 minus f. So substitute this 5500 minus f in second equation, you get 5500 minus f into 111 by 100 plus f into 120 by 100 equal to 6330. So when you multiply 5500 into 111, you get 610500 minus 111f plus 120f. So 100 into 6330, you get 633000. Now when you solve it, you will get the answer. So 9f equal to 633000 minus 610500 gives 22500. So f equal to 22500 by 9, you get 2 times 5 times 00. So female population in the village is 2500. So this becomes our answer. So here we followed a simple simplification process. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our second question. Soumya's science test had 75 questions, that is 10 botany, 30 zoology and 35 physics questions. Although she answered 70% of the botany, 40% of the zoology and 60% of the physics correctly, she did not pass the test because she got less than 60% of the questions correct. How many more questions she would have needed to answer correctly to earn 60% of the passing grade? So the science test consists of 75 questions, 10 botany questions, 30 zoology questions and 35 physics questions. Now out of this, Soumya answered 70% of the botany questions correctly. So here this 10 is 100% of botany questions. So from this 100%, she answered 70% correctly. So 70% of 10 is 7. And from botany, she scored, from zoology, she scored 40% correctly, right? Now 40% of 30 is nothing but 12. So she answered 12 questions correctly. From physics, she answered 60% correctly. So 60% of 35 is nothing but 21. So totally she answered 7 plus 12 plus 21, 40 questions correctly. But she didn't pass the examination because her score was 60%, less than 60% of the passing marks, right? So she have to score 60% of the marks. So she need how many marks to pass the examination? This is our question. So we totally have 75 questions. From the 75 questions, she have to score 60% of marks. So 60% of 75 is nothing but 0, 0 cancel and 3 times and 5 times. So it's nothing but 15 into 3, 45. So she have to answer 45 questions correctly, but she actually answered only 40 questions correctly. So she have to score 5 more marks to get pass marks. So this 5 marks is our answer. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our third question. A man's working hours a day were increased by 20% and his wages per hour were increased by 15%. By how much percentage was his daily earning increased? So a man's working hour increased
increased by 20%, his wage per hour increases by 15%, by how much percentage was his daily earning increased. So here we totally have three components. First one is working hours, and second wage per hour, and third earning. Okay, we shall have an example. A man is working for 10 hours a day, and each hour he gets 100 rupees. So his total earning per day is 10 into 100,000 rupees. So we can simply see working hour into wages per hour equal to the total earnings, right? Now his working hour is increasing by 20%. So from 10 hours, every day he have to work 12 hours. So this becomes the new working hour of the person. Now the wage per hour is also increasing by 15%. So if 100 rupees is 100%, from this the man is getting a 50% hike. So 50% hike is nothing but 115 rupees. So his earning is nothing but 1380. Now our question is, what is the percentage, by how much percentage was his daily earning increased? So we have to find how many rupees increased in the earning. So he is getting 380 rupees. 380 rupees higher. So this 380 rupees is how many percentage of this total earnings? 1000 rupees. So 380 rupees is 38% higher comparing to the initial earning. So this becomes our answer. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our fourth question. Miss Pooja invests 30% of her monthly salary, that is 8,554 in a Mediclaim policies. Later she invests 23% of the monthly salary of child education policies. Also she invests another 8% of monthly salary on mutual funds. What is the total annual amount invested by Pooja? So she invests 30% of the amount in Mediclaim policies. So which is nothing but 8,554, which is given in the question. So this 8,554 rupees in Mediclaim policies, and 23% of the salary in child education, and 8% of the monthly salary in mutual funds. Now you have to find the total annual amount invested by Pooja. So this is the total investment, right? 13 plus 23 plus 8. So this becomes the total investment. So which is nothing but 44%. Now you know 13% is 8,554. So if 13% is 8,554, with this you can easily find the 44%. So 44% is how much? X. Just cross multiply, you will get the answer. So when you cross multiply, you get X equal to 8,554 by 13 into 44. So when you cross, you will get the answer. So 13, 658 times. So 658 into 44, you will get the answer. So 658 into 44, you get 28952. So 28,952 is the total annual amount invested by Pooja. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our fifth question. If a bucket is 80% full, then it contains 2 liter more water than when it is 66 2/3% full. What is the capacity of the bucket? Now imagine the capacity of the bucket now is 66 2/3%. Now the bucket is filled with 66 2/3%. Now if you add 2 liters of the water, it becomes 80% full. Now you have to find the 100%, so which is nothing but total capacity. You have to find 100% of the total capacity of the bucket. So it becomes the volume of the bucket, right? Now when you pour 2 liter in the bucket, it becomes 80%. So initially it was 66 2/3% only. After adding 2 liters, it becomes 80%. So with this you can easily find 100%. Now difference between 80% and 66 2/3% is 2 liters, right? So 80% minus 66 2/3% can be written in the proper fraction. So 66 into 3, you get 198. 198 into 2, you get 200. 200 by 3%. So just subtract this, you will get the difference 2 liters. right? Because of this 2 liter only, the 66 2 by 3 percentage becomes 80 percentage. So difference between 80 percentage and 66 2 by 3 percentage is nothing but 2 liters. So when you cross it, you get 240 percentage. 240 percentage minus 200 percentage by 3 equal to 2 liters. So 40 percentage equal to 6 liters, right? So when you cross it, 40 percentage equal to 6 liters. So if 40 percentage is 6 liter, you have to find 100 percentage, because 100 percentage is nothing but the total volume of the bucket. So 100 percentage equal to x. So when you cross it, you get 0 0 cancel, and 2 times and 5 times, 3 into 5, 15 liters. So 15 liters is nothing but the total capacity of the bucket. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our sixth question. In a competitive examination in State A, 6% candidate got selected from total appeared candidates. State B had an equal number of candidates appeared, and 7% of the candidates got selected, with 80 more candidates got selected than A. What was the number of candidates appeared from each state? Now you have two states, State A and State B. Now out of the total candidates appeared, 6% of candidates selected in State A and 7% of this total candidates selected in State B. So both the state have same number of candidate. Now in question it is clearly given, State B got 80 more selection, 80 more candidates selection higher comparing to State A. So this 80 more candidates is nothing but 1% difference, right? So this 1% is nothing but 80 more candidates selected more in State B comparing to State A. So if 1% is 80 candidates, what is 100%? Because 100% is nothing but the total number of appearance in State A as well as State B, right? So 100% is 8,000. So 8,000 is the total number of candidates appeared in State A as well as in State B. So 8,000 becomes our answer. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our seventh question. A monthly return ticket costs 25% more than a single ticket. A week's extension can be had for the farmer by paying 5% of the monthly ticket's cost. If the money paid for the monthly ticket with extension is rupees 84, the price of the single ticket is dash. Okay, let the weekly single ticket be X rupees. Cost of single ticket be X rupees. So monthly tickets cost will be 25% higher than single tickets cost. So 25% higher in the sense x into 125 by 100. So which gives 5x by 4. Now a week extension is 5% of the monthly cost, monthly return tickets cost. So what is 5% of this monthly return tickets cost, which is 5 by 100. So when you cross it, you will get the answer 20 times 4 times, so which is x by 16. So your week extension is x by 16 rupees, and monthly cost is, monthly return ticket cost is 5x by 4 rupees, and single ticket cost is x rupee. So in question it is given, if the money paid for monthly ticket with extension, so money paid for monthly ticket with extension is 84 rupees, you have to find the cost price of a single ticket. So here 5x by 4 plus x by 16 is nothing but 84 rupees. So take LCM of 5x by 4, you get 20x by 16 plus x by 16 equal to 84. So when you solve it, you get 21x equal to 84 into 16, 4 times. So 4 into 16 is nothing but 64. So 64 rupees is the cost price of a single ticket. Hope you understood the problem, right? The question seems to be very difficult, but if you closely observe the statements, it's very simple. Now moving to our 8th question. In a research project, 20% opted for Nirma detergent, whereas 60% opted for Surf Blue detergent. The remaining individuals were not certain. If the difference between those who opted for Surf Blue and those who were uncertain is rupees 720, how many respondents were covered in the survey? So we have three categories of participants: Nirma detergent and Blue detergent and others. We can name the certain as others. So people opted for Nirma detergent is 60%, and Okay, people opted for Nirma detergent is 20%, and people opted for blue detergent is 60%. So others will be obviously, so in 100%, 20 plus 60% gone, which is 80%, remaining will be only 20%. So in question it is given difference between the total number of people who opted for blue surf and certain is, that is blue detergent and certain is 720. So the 720 is nothing but how many percentage difference? 40%. So if 40% is 720, you have to find the total number of respondents participated in the survey. So the total number of respondents is always 100%. So 100% is equal to x. So when you cross multiply, you will get the answer 180. So it's nothing but 180 into 10, 1800. So 1800 respondents participated in the survey. Out of that, 20% opted for Nirma detergent, 60% opted for blue detergent, and 20% opted for other detergent. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our 9th question. In a test, minimum passing percentage for girls and boys is 35% and 40%. A boy scored 483 marks and failed by 117 marks. What is the minimum passing marks for girls? So for girls, 35% is passing marks. For boys, it is 40%. A boy scored 483 marks and he failed by 117 marks. So if he scored 117 marks extra, he would have passed the examination, which is nothing but 600 marks. So the 600 marks is nothing but 40% of the marks. So if 40% is 600 marks, you have to find 35% marks, because 35% is nothing but the passing marks of girls. So 35% is x. So when you cross multiply, you get x value equal to 525. So 525 is nothing but the passing mark of girls. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our 10th question. The weight of an empty bucket is 25% of the weight of the bucket when filled with some liquid. Some of the liquid has been removed, then the bucket along with the remaining liquid weighing 3/5 of the original weight. What percentage of the liquid has been removed? The concept is very simple. Bucket along with the liquid weights 100%. So we can keep the filled bucket weights 100 kilogram, right? 100 kilogram. For an example, we keep the filled bucket weights 100 kilogram. The weight of an empty bucket is 25% of the weight of the bucket. So empty bucket is nothing but only 25% of this 100 kilogram. So 25% of 100 kilogram is 25 kilogram. So what is weight of the liquid? So weight of the liquid will be 75 kilogram. Some of the liquid has been removed, then the bucket along with the remaining liquid weight 3/5 of the original weight. Now you are removing some of the liquid from this bucket. Now it weighs only 3/5 of the original weight. So 3/5 of 100 kilogram is how much? 100 into 3/5. So 100 into 3/5 is nothing but 60 kilogram. So the 60 kilogram is nothing but bucket's weight plus liquid weight. Now you have to find the liquid weight alone. So liquid weight alone is 60 minus 25 kilogram. You get 35 kilogram. Okay, so you have removed how many liters of liquid from 75? Now you have only 35 kilogram. So you have removed 75 minus 35 kilogram. So 75 minus 35 is nothing but 40 kilogram. So you removed 40 kilogram of liquid from 75 kilogram of liquid. So 40 by 75 is nothing but, so when you cancel, you will get the answer. So 4 times and 3 times, 160 by 3. 5 times 15, 10, 3 times 9, remainder 1. So we can write this in mixed fraction. So 53, 1 by 3%. So you have removed 53, 1 by 3% of liquid from the bucket. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our 11th question. In a certain organization, 40% of the employees are matriculates, 50% of the remaining are graduates, and the remaining 180 are postgraduates. What is the number of graduate employees? So in an organization, 100% of out of 100% of employees, 40% are matriculates. So remaining will be 60%. Now you should not take 50% from 60%. They are asking 50% of remaining are graduates. So 50% of remaining is 60%. So 50% of 60% is how much? So 50% of 60% is 30%. So this 30% are graduates. Remaining 180 people are postgraduates. So this 180% is nothing but remaining 50%. Now you have to find the total number of graduate employees. So it's very simple. So if 30% is 180, in graduate also we have 30%. So 30% is nothing but 100 employees. So 180 employees. So 180 employees are graduates as well as 180 employees are postgraduates. So for this question, 180 is our answer. So this concept is very simple, right? Now moving to our 12th question. In a certain month, a baseball team that played 60 games had won 30% of its games played. After a phenomenal winning streak, this team raised its average to 50%. How many games must the team have won in a row to attain this average? So out of 60 games, the baseball team won 30% of the matches. So 30% of 60 is nothing but 18 games. So this baseball team won 18 matches out of 60 matches. Now you have to find how many games must the team have won in a row to attain 50% of the average, 50% of the winning average. Now after 60 matches, it have to play X more matches. So in all the matches, it should win. Then only we will get 50% of the winning average. Hope you understood the concept, right? So when you solve it, you will get the answer, which is 1 by 2. 36 plus 2x equal to 60 plus x. So x equal to 60 minus 36, you get 24. So after 60 matches, it have to continuously win 24 matches to get the average 50%. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our 13th question. A person's salary is decreased by steps of 20%, 15% and 10%. Approximately what percent should be the reduced salary be increased so as to get back the original salary? So for this question, you have two options also. And one more thing you have to note in this question is you have the word approximately. So approximately means you can convert the decimal values into whole numbers. So it will not impact your answer. Now we can imagine the person's original salary be 100 rupees. So first from this 100 rupees, 20% is getting decreased. So if 20% is reduced, he will get only 80% of the original salary. So 80% of 100 is nothing but 80 rupees, right? Now keep it as it is. Again 15% is reducing from this 80 rupees. So 15% reduction means he will get only 85% of the 80 rupees. And again 10% is reducing. So it's 90 by 100. So when you solve it, you will get the answer 0, 0, 0. So in fourth table 2 times, in fourth table 25 times. So in fifth table 17 times, in fifth table 5 times. So 2 into 9, 18, 18 into 7, you get 306. So 306 by 5, you get 61.5. 61.5 rupees. See, after all the reductions, he will get only 61.5 rupees. Now you can write the 61.5 as 62 rupees. Right? So he is getting only 62 rupees. At present, for the 62 rupees is 100% for this guy. Now again he have to get back this 100 rupees, right? For this, how many percentage should be increased? So this is our question. So when you cross multiply, you will get the answer. So 31 times, I mean 22, 31 and 50. Now again you can write this 31 as 30, right? So 0 and 0 cancel. So 50 into 10, you get 500. So 500 by 3. So 1 times 3, 20, 6 times 18, 2, 0, again 6 times 18, remainder 2. Now you can write these values in mixed fractions. 166, 2 by 3%. So at initial his salary was 100%. He have to increase 66 2 by 3% to get back his original salary, that is 100 rupees. So nearest value of 66 2 by 3 percentage is 63 percentage. So answer for this question is 63 percentage. So whenever you get the word approximately, you don't need to worry about the decimal value. You can convert the decimal value into whole number. So it will become the answer. Now moving to our 14th question. The price of a sugar increases by 32 percentage. A family reduces its consumption so that the expenditure of the sugar is up only by 10 percentage. If the total consumption of sugar before the price rise was 10 kg per month, then the consumption of sugar per month at present is dash. Okay, so in question it is given the family consumes 10 kg per month. Okay, now you have to look at the relationship between sugar. You have three components here, right? So sugar, consumption and expenditure. Now we can keep the price of sugar as 100 rupees, and in question it is given every month they are consuming 10 kg per month. So 10 kg, right? So the expenditure will be 1000 rupees. So if 1 kg is 100 rupees, 10 kg will be 10 into 100, 1000 rupees. Now the price of sugar increases by 32 percentage. So 32 percentage hike from 100 will be 132. Now the expenditure increases by 10 percentage. So 10 percentage of 1000 is 100. So which is 1100 rupees. Now you have to find the consumption, right? So consumption equal to 110 expenditure by sugar's rate. So which is 132. So when you cancel, you will get the answer. 550 by 66. Again in 11th table, 50 times 6 times. So 50 by 6 is nothing but 50 by 6 can be written as 25 by 3. 8 1 by 3. So the present consumption of sugar is 8 1 by 3 kg only. After the price hike of 32 percentage, after the expenditure of 10 percentage hike, the consumption of sugar is only 8 1 by 3 kgs. Hope you understood the problem, right? Moving to our last question of the session. In a school, 60% of the students are boys. In an online objective test, 80% of the girls scored more than 40 marks. If 60% of the total students scored more than 40 marks in the same test, find the fraction of boys who scored 40 marks or less. So total number of boys are 60% and total girls count is 40%. So totally we get 100%. Now in question it is given 80% of the girls scored more than 40 marks. So 80% of 40% is nothing but 32%. So totally 32% of the girls scored 40 marks out of 40% of girls. See, out of 40%, 32% scored more than 40 marks. If 60% of the total students scored more than 40 marks, so total students, see, out of 60 plus 40, 100% of students, 60% of students scored more than 40 marks. See, out of 60%, if girls count is 32%, boys will be 60 minus 32, 28%. So 28% is the total count of boys who scored more than 40 marks. So totally it is 60% of students who scored more than 40 marks. Find the fraction of boys who scored 40 marks or less. So you have to find the total number of boys who scored fraction of boys who scored below 40. Okay, out of 60% boys, 28% boys scored more than 40. So the percentage of boys who scored below 40 will be 60 minus 28, which is 32%. So 32% out of 60% scored below 40 marks. So 32 by 60 you get 8 by 15. So 8 by 15 becomes our answer. Hope you understood the concept, right? In upcoming session, I try to add some problems on profit and loss. Until that, stay connected with CareerD Training Solutions. If you haven't subscribed our channel yet, please do give your subscription as well as like the video. Click the nearby bell icon to get instant notification. If you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to pass it in comment section below. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.